Hi, I'm Nick Tafacorey, and I'm here with Stephen Jenkins, international public speaker. His presentations are suitable for the greatest generation and the baby boomers in their retirement or semi retirement, whether in independent living or assisted living in the Dallas, Texas, London, England, or Orange County areas. Stephen, which of your presentations over the past 10 years are you most enthused about?
Well, I'd have to say Queen Elizabeth II because of the example of her life, her work and service to her nation, the Commonwealth, and the world. I've been fascinated by her devotion to duty, along with many other people. A few years ago on KRA Dallas, I was fortunate to discuss with Sally Beadle-Smith, an American, her biography on the Queen Elizabeth II. And this inspired me to further research the life and times that I was born into and experienced firsthand in England. Also at the moment there's a series on Netflix called The Crown, which examines the first 2 years of Queen Elizabeth II's reign. It's certainly great entertainment and very interesting, and long may the Queen reign.
Many people know and enjoy the performances of two-time Oscar winner Maggie Smith. But Stephen, do we know much about her as a person?
Well, Nick, no, we don't actually know much about her as a person, and so for this presentation I based my research a lot on Michael Coveney's book. Michael Coveney is a very well known and well respected theatre critic in London, and this book here deals a lot with her childhood and her personal life, all things that most people don't know about it because she's a very private person. And also, this has gone down very well in Dallas, by the way, this presentation. I've already done it. Also, I do a presentation on that other dame of the theatre, movies. Both of these people are two-time Oscar winners. So I do a presentation on Dame Judi Dench, looking at her life, her achievements in the theatre, and movies and TV. Now, I also do a series of lectures at Richland College on a comparison of these two people. It's called There Is Nothing Like a Dame. Two great friends, two very different personalities.
Can you talk us through some more of your favorite presentations, Stephen?
Yes, I can. The next one I'd like to talk about is Victoria, which is a new series which is coming out about again, the first 2 years of Victoria's reign, taking it chronologically, as The Crown does. It's coming out on PBS in January 2017. I've already seen it in England. It looks destined to be a great success. It's based a lot on her letters. This is the accompanying book for that. And I know that this series is going to go a long way to be an antidote to the withdrawal symptoms that a lot of people have when Downton Abbey was taken off the television recently.
Stephen, you also take great political leaders of the 20th century, such as Margaret Thatcher and Winston Churchill, as well as iconic movie stars such as Cary Grant and Greer Garson. Why are these favorites of yours?
Well, Margaret Thatcher is a favourite of mine because she's a fascinating character, very well respected around the world, and interesting enough, not so much in England as around the world. But anyway, that's one of the presentations I do. Oh, and by the way, Margaret Thatcher has a local Dallas connection, which of family. So that's something that I talk a little bit about as well, and I've had personal experience of. Yes, Winston Churchill. This is the man who had an American mother, Jenny Jerome, and very proud of his American heritage, was given honorary American citizenship by President Kennedy in the 60s, and went a long way to forming and cementing so strong the special relationship there is between Great Britain and the United States. The life of Cary Grant. Cary Grant is from my home city in Bristol, England, Fascinating life. He's such an icon of Hollywood and movies, a great talent, but in some ways a very sad life, which actually ended very well, which is encouraging, and I go into all of that in the presentation. And then Alistair Cook. Alistair Cook, who is well known in this country for introducing Masterpiece Theatre, which went such a long way into explaining British culture and literature to American people. And in a similar way, he wrote a weekly letter which was broadcast on the BBC, which explained the United States to English people. So both Cary Grant and Alistair Cook naturalised in the 40s. So we have three great Americans here: Alistair Cook, Cary Grant, and Winston Churchill, amongst some of the presentations that I do.
For viewers in Dallas, the book Dallas Public and Private may or may not be well known. What can you tell us about this book?
Well, Warren Leslie's book, Dallas Public and Private, subtitled Aspects of an American City. This is a fair analysis of the character of Dallas, I think, a fair and thoughtful analysis of the character of Dallas, up to 1964. Interestingly enough, Nick, some of the problems up to 1964 are sadly still with us, yet at the same time, some of the excellent traits that this city has are also still with us.
Well, Stephen, I want to thank you. I'm sure you've piqued considerable interest out there. How can those interested find out more?
Well, they can reply to the email which is recorded here on this email message, including a YouTube, boomerhinterland@gmail.com. I might just explain that, what boomer hinterland means. Boomer for baby boomers, and hinterland, that's the part of ourselves that we can go to which gives us a great rest, whatever interest it is, whether it's the theatre, whether it's music, whether it's politics. It's a place where we can go to take us out of ourselves, and yet at the same time help us understand ourselves. Also, I can be found on 707-315-6126, and I'd be very happy to discuss your needs and answer any questions that you may have. So you can either email me or phone me, 707-315-6126. I'd be delighted to take your call, give you full information, answer your questions, and thank you, Nick. And I'd like to wish everybody out there a very happy and prosperous 2017.